Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope I've reached you in a positive moment. For those of you that are joining for the first time, this channel is about all things business, more specifically, my experience with small business and whatever I can do to help you start, run, and grow your small business. Now, I was supposed to be doing a series about information technology. I'm still putting that together and gathering information, especially the most important pieces, and hopefully, I can construct it in a way where it can bring some understanding for people that are not familiar with that topic. So it's coming soon, hopefully by the end of this week. So today I wanted to talk about conscious sellers or conscious selling. So for those of you that are out there, you got your products, you got your service, whatever it is you're out there doing, and you're ready to go. Okay. Think in put yourself in your customer's shoes. Just like when you go to the store and you purchase toilet paper, you purchase toothpaste, whatever the things that you know that you need, the store has it. But say for instance you have a question and you look around, you go try to look around, find a person to help you. In big super places like Walmart, that may be difficult. Target, maybe a little less difficult, but still a little scattered. But small places like Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, all those places, normally the salespeople are right around in the area somewhere, and they'll be able to hopefully answer your question that you have. So you leave there feeling informed, empowered, and you feel like you've just, gotten the information you need, gotten the physical thing that you needed, and you're out of there. Versus you're trying to ask this question, but you can't find anyone. And then when they come, they tell you they don't know. So either you have a choice to either purchase that product without all of the information that you need, or you don't. You go somewhere else where you can find that product or a similar product and get the help and information that you need. So put yourself in your customer's shoes. First of all, I hope your product or service is solving a problem, right? And I hope that as a conscious seller, you have reviewed ethics. What is ethical behavior? It's really important to review that. Now you have some people, they honestly don't know, I remember this story time, but I remember working at this telemarketing place and we were selling over the phone, we were selling credit card protection. Okay. And supposedly this protected people if they died with balances or whatever. And as I reviewed the product, I'm like, or, the service. So as I reviewed it and, they're getting us ready to sell it, training and all of this, they're telling us about the company. They're telling us what all the benefits are, and they're telling us these things so we can use this on the phone to sell it. Now, as I look back then, I'm like, ooh, this is a good deal. I really believed in it. That's why I sold so much of it. But going down later on down the line, years later, I figure out they don't, please. It's just a bunch of mess. And most credit card companies have something already that you can purchase directly through them, to help you with card balances if you suddenly died or anything like that. So this was not anything technically useful, and a lot of people, they have this in place and the card companies offer it, and a lot of people didn't even know. So now they have double protection, I guess, but most of the time this company wasn't even doing what they were supposed to do, and obviously they went belly up, and that's the end of that. So all of the people, they're paying this monthly fee, their money is just gone. Now, if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have sold that thing. I wouldn't have been on the phone. I was a telemarketer. Telemarketers are annoying to me now, but back then I used to be a telemarketer. And honestly, I thought that the credit card protection was a great thing. They also had some extra homeowners insurance product thing that we were selling. A bunch of mess. Okay. At one time I did we were selling windows, and I mean, most of the time when people need that type of stuff, they go and seek it out. Right. But I mean, we still was able to sell. We still were able to keep those quotas up. And we were pushy. We were kind of pushy. They taught us to be pushy. They taught us to get 3 no's. But looking back on that, this is not something that I would do today. So again, when you are pitching your product or service don't even really think about it like a pitch. Think about it like, okay, here's a product. Here's all the information related to the product. And I know in sales, they say, don't ask questions, always be closing. They have all of these key little terms and things, psychology stuff that they want you to use to get that person to say yes. What I listen for is if this person needs this thing. And if they keep telling me they don't need it, I ask them a few questions to verify if they need it or not. Okay. And then sometimes they don't need it. They already have something in place. They don't need it. But I still leave them, if I can leave them with a card or leave them with something of me. And, if this other person treats them bad when they go to renew said thing or whatever, or if their product runs out and then they're like, well, this price point, or maybe the convenience of location or something, I'm closer than the other person, they don't have to drive far, I still leave them and in hopes for that future contact. Okay. But if they're telling me that they don't need something, I'm just thanking them for their time, leaving them with information, and I'm out of there. I'm not going to sit there and trash talk the people that they have, try to convince them that they're no good and come with me and I'm not. No, that's just me. And I think that as a conscious seller, these are things that you would not do. So going forward, as you're building yourself, building your business, building your brand, building your reputation, put yourself in that customer's shoes. Okay. If you have a product or a service that's fulfilling a need, it doesn't necessarily mean that every single person needs your product or service. Okay. You can't be mad at them or angry with them because they don't need it. Just thank them for their time. If they gave you their time, leave them with some information if you want and move on, because your yes is waiting on you. You're spending time on a hard no on someone that does not even need your stuff. But your yes is getting away from you, driving away, walking away while you're sitting there spending all this time. Or maybe, on another call, you have to hang up and call them because they're waiting on you because they need what you have. Now, to the books and psychology of selling, I spoke about Brian Tracy in a few audio sessions back. He has the book called The Psychology of Selling. They have sales seminars. They have all of this stuff. Sales coaches, they want you to pay them to coach and tell you stuff or whatever. Look, I'm not telling you not to do these things, but at some point you have to figure out how you're going to execute. You can sit here and read all day long, study, write, go to conferences, seminars, till you are blue in the face. Until you get that product or service out there, you get to perfecting your pitch. Hey, how you doing? My name is da-da-da. Until you get into the momentum of that, that's the only way you're going to get some money in your pocket. That's the only way you're going to get out there and get known. People don't know you yet. If you're just starting out, people don't know who you are. You have to get out there. And we're not talking about Facebook. We're not talking about Instagram. And yes, those are all tools that you should be using too. We're not talking about blogs and internet stuff where you're in your house somewhere. We're talking about when you're at the grocery store, when you're out and about, wherever you are. Now you're a business owner. Now you're trying to push your product or service. Every person that gives you, like a go ahead to come on in and, hey, how you doing? Talking. Oh yeah, by the way, I just started the small talk about school, kids, gossip, whatever's on television, whatever, politics. Yeah, by the way, I started my business and this is what I do. Every single person that invites you in, eye contact, smile, talking, complimenting folks, whatever, any type of human interaction, go for it. Go for it, because you never know Who is going to be your yes? Now, it is true, some people like you, and that's why they're buying this said thing, product or service. They like you. They like your personality. They want to support you. So no, they may not actually need the thing or need it really, really bad, but they like you. And that's still a conscience sell. But you're talking to someone and they're telling you, I have this in place and I have that in place and I already do this and I already do that, to keep pushing and pushing. That's not conscience. That's not a good look at all. And it will come back to bite you. And then here's another thing. Your products or service have to be up to par. You have to be selling something useful. Okay. Now, when I talk about the flashlight keychains and the other audio sessions, buying it wholesale from Amazon, I think it's like a $20 investment. I think I broke down in another audio session how much you can actually make from that. And that's for people that are coming up from zero. Coming up from zero, you get a hold to $20 and you're able to actually put some real money in your pocket without selling drugs, stealing, robbing, doing crazy stuff, and compromising your life and your freedom. Yeah, people might not like the fact that you're out there kind of maybe by their car in the parking lot or whatever, asking them to buy keychains, flashlight keychain. No, but I bet you they would prefer you to be out there in the parking lot selling those keychains to be out there in the parking lot robbing them. And yes, you'll get some mean folks, because people have gotten really mean over time. There's some really mean folks out there. So there is some safety things that you can do, and you kind of have to read people's body language, and you really have to be aware nowadays. Selling hand to hand, direct sales or however they call it, getting out there, knocking on folks' door, all of this stuff is super dangerous now. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying try to figure out a way to do it safely, and hopefully you have a great trainer. If it's your own business and you have to get out here and do it, and you have other people with you doing it, make sure you give them the safety tips and clues and things, because it is really dangerous nowadays. Now, me personally, I'm not going to knock on nobody's home door. But if you are out in the parking lot, you're out in public somewhere, you public. Hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I have these keychains. I try to get them to take it, put it in their hand, let them work it. Yeah, I can give you 5 for 20, blah, 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 5 for 15. And, oh, no, okay, I'll give you the one. Okay, it's $5. Boom, got the sale. I'm on about my business, right? But here is the catch. Those keychains are very flimsy. If that person drops their keys a bunch, that keychain is going to smash into a million pieces. And the conscious seller, me, I try to be a conscious seller. I'm going to tell them, hey, that thing is really fragile. So you may want to keep it in your console. If you don't drop your keys a lot, then you're cool. But if you drop your keys a lot, you may not want to put it on your keychain. That way, when that person actually drops it and breaks it, they're not going to be mad at me, because I told them already. They may still be mad at me, but they know that I've told them that it's fragile. Right? That's the same thing. You selling stuff. It's just, it's just nicky knack stuff. Little bitty flimsy maybe stuff. If you have clothing that's super cheap, shirts and little Forever 21 type stuff, I tell the people, hey, this is best to be hand washed and air dried. That way they throw it in the dryer, it shrinks, they get mad at me. Oh, this person sold me this old cheap thing. Now they know that it's cheap because they didn't pay that much for it. But the conscious seller will let them know. Just like you're letting them know the features and all of the benefits, you'll let them know the downsides as well. So that's just a little bit, it just kind of was on my mind. I have some more examples and things, but in sales, you have to get out there and execute. Now, I'm not telling you not to go and get techniques, get information, talk to people that are top salespeople and made a bunch of money. How did they do it? This or that. But I guarantee you, those people want some money to tell you. They want you to buy something from them. Now, every now and again, you will catch someone. I'm not going to say every now and again, but you may catch someone and they're willing to help you, give you some knowledge. If they are, I would take heed to everything. I'd take notes. I'd write. I'd keep in contact with them. Those are, I love people like that. You know, they'll just, maybe it's not the whole everything, because again, those people know they can tell you and talk to you and tell you books and tell you seminars to go to, do this, do that. You can even buy stuff from them. But until you put it into action, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But number one, you want to start out with a product or a service that solves a problem, fulfills a need. And number two, you want to give all of the information available about that product, all of the features. And then you want to also give them instructions. If it is a flimsy product, if it is a service that needs to be renewed, and all of the stuff that will go with it that could be seen as a downside. That way, when that person leaves from you and they parted ways with their money, they don't feel like they just got had, right? And then maybe third, you can possibly put yourself in their shoes. Okay? Put yourself in their shoes. How would you want to feel after this purchase? And then make them feel like that. Okay? I hope everything you touch turns to gold.